Alright, what's up everybody? It's your boy Akeem and welcome to today's vlog. Here to give you one of two scout reports today for two defensive players headed towards the 2014 NFL Draft. For this report, I'm going to talk about Khalil Mack, the outside linebacker from Buffalo. This is an amazing player and he plays with such tenacity. I'm going to give you a little quick bio about this particular player. He's from Fort Pierce, Florida, hailing from Fort Pierce, Florida, and he actually was under the radar after coming out of high school, and he ended up enrolling to Buffalo. He redshirted in 2009 as a freshman, and then he became a four-year starter for the Bulls, and he had a stellar career, breaking school records for tackles for loss, sacks, and forced fumbles, which is an FBS record with 16 forced fumbles, 28.5 sacks, and 75 tackles for loss. Another FBS record tied with Jason Babbitt. He had a great career at Buffalo, and the one game that caught my attention was this past senior season, the first game of the year at Ohio State, where he registered 9 tackles, 2.5 sacks, and a 45-yard interception return for a touchdown, and that definitely sparked my attention, and I think he could be a good pick in this year's draft, and I know he's definitely should be a first-round selection. Now, I need to talk about a little bit about his strengths first. He has a good put-together, well-framed at 6'3", 248 pounds, good size and good thickness around his body. Also, I think he has good awareness, and he plays with good power, and he bench press 225 pounds 23 times, and I do like his speed. He runs a 4.65 40, and he's very versatile. He was lined up more in the 3-4 scheme at Buffalo, but he actually even had a chance to play on a 1-point stance as well as standing up. I think he could be a good versatile player. He can either play an edge outside linebacker or even step up in the 3-4 scheme like he did in for Buffalo and become a defensive end. I think he could be a good versatile player. Reminds me a little bit of Robert Quinn from the St. Louis Rams. I think he could be a good player, just a little bit more versatile, and I think in Khalil Mack over Robert Quinn. Now, a couple of his weaknesses. Now, he's sometimes a little bit inconsistent in space. He does get a lot of tackles. He could do good coverage from sideline to sideline and against the run defense, but as far as an open space, he's a little bit troubled at that. He just needs to improve a little bit more. Now, this past season, he had 100 tackles, so he will assist in the tackles as well as sacks. And the strip fumbles, that is another key component that a lot of people do love about him stripping the football. Now, I have a personal friend of mine named Justin Winters. I mentioned him in blogs years ago. He came out of Buffalo as well, and that is exactly what they teach. They teach how to rip the ball off of ball carriers, and that it could be a good turnover margin, help out the turnover margin for a defensive team in the National Football League. I think that's a good thing about this particular player. And that's what I love most about him, is that he can force those fumbles and ripping the ball out. He's not like Charles Tillman. Charles Tillman punches the ball out, but with his strength, Mack could definitely just rip the ball out ball carriers. Now, he's going to be struggling a little bit more because you're going to be dealing with stronger, more mentally correct players running ball carriers in the National Football League who knows how to hold on to the football a little bit better, but he still will get some forced fumbles in my opinion because he was taught well at Buffalo. Now, I believe that he's definitely a top 10 pick of this year's draft. Like I say, he just need to work on open space, and he was suspended in 2012 for the first game of the season due to violation of team rule. So a little bit of focus concerns, but I still think he is mentally aptitude to play well in the National Football League. Good open mind. He has a degree. Very proud of this kid. He's a definitely top 10 pick of this year's draft. Possibly, I think he could go to number 6 for the Atlanta Falcons, or even go to Buffalo for the Buffalo Bills at pick number 9. But anything can happen. Now, next time I'm going to catch you guys is later on today for a second scout report, sticking on the defensive side for another player headed towards the 2014 NFL Draft. Thank you for watching this vlog from Pro Football Exclusive. I'm your man, Khalil Mack. Bees.